And welcome back to the Texas-only challenge here on Madden 23, where we've taken a team, built them entirely out of Texas players, and we're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're in Season 2, and the first half of the season was very hit or miss. We're not out of it completely. We're actually about a game and a half behind the top spot in the AFC South. We'll be starting against the Colts, who I believe we lost to earlier in the season, so that's why we're down a 1.5 games rather than just one game. Also, I noticed this while I was editing. The Titans started at the bottom of the division, like I would say through week 4. And since then, they've climbed up to the top. So good on them. We're going to try to see if we can do that. And it starts here against the Colts. We'll be getting this thing started on offense. So we'll see if we could do any better. The offense, very similar to just the overall team, a little bit hit or miss as we start with a quick little jet sweep to Cortland Sutton. Be a loss of 2. And the goal today is to get through about week 13, maybe week 14. See how we're doing. And if we get to that point and it is clear we're not making the playoffs, we will get through the remainder of season 2. And next episode will be another off season. That's pretty much what I try to do with these series. Get them through quickly until we get to the postseason. Then we slow down and we watch each game. But if we're not in the postseason, we're not doing our job, as Aaron Donald forces a throwaway at best. And with the offense going 3 and out, let's see if the defense can do any better and force a 3 and out here for the Colts. So we'll start with a run down the middle. J.K. Dobbins will roll over a defender. We'll pick up 6. So already I'm pretty sure they have more yards total on the day than we have with 3 plays versus just 1. 2nd and 4, Winston with a quick throw. First down catch into plus territory, finding number 16. And that was Robert Woods giving him that first down. 2 to the bottom, 2 tight ends to the top of the line. Winston another quick throw just over the top of one of our defenders, finding Cooper Kupp. Lennon will finally bring him down inside the red zone. So no, defense not off to a great start. We'll see if they could have a red zone stand here, motioning over at, I think it was a tight end. Act as a little bit of a fullback there. Dobbins will get 2. And I'm kind of stuck right now from wanting this team to do better to honestly tanking this season to ensure we have a higher draft pick to possibly pick up one of the top 5 potential quarterbacks in the next draft class, since there are 2. I want to say 1 from UTSA and 1 from SMU. But what's even weirder is that there's 2 quarterbacks in the first round from SMU. So I don't know what kind of system they're running, but we'll see if we could profit from it. Winston with a throw down to about the 3. Gonna find Christian Watson. And I'll follow that up by going to the heavy look here. Fullback dive down the middle where we kind of stuff it. I'll give it to him. We kind of stuff it. One of the rookie cornerbacks actually ends up getting back there to get the stop. They credited it to Lennon, but it was definitely Drummond, so interesting. Run down the middle, J.K. cuts towards the top and tackled for a loss. Maybe that time Quandre Diggs? Nice to see some of our DBs stepping up in run support as 3rd and goal, bunch up top, 1 receiver to the bottom. Winston in the pocket will go right across the middle and caught in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Going to be Dawson Knox putting them up. And following that touchdown, we'll jump to a quicker sim. Bradbury knocks the ball away, 14 yards to Eric Ezukanma. He had a pretty good first episode of the season 2, getting his first starts. A penalty on Aaron Donald will back them up, move us forward. 3rd and 3. 22 yards to Devin Duvernay. I'll take it, getting into plus territory for the first time today. We'll jump in if we get into the red zone, which we do there. So that'll probably be the plan for most of these watch games. Watch the first drive for each of the offense and the defense, and then go into a red zone more focused on the offense. Occasionally we'll definitely watch some of the defense if it's a big drive or anything like that. And that run from Aaron Jones will send us into the second quarter. We're down about around the 10, maybe inside the 10. Trying to tie this game back up, and we are inside the 10 at the 8. to start the second quarter. First and goal. Bunch to the bottom here for Tannehill. Sitting in the pocket, pass rush coming in. Aaron Donald forces the fumble. Gonna be scooped up by, I believe that's Kwity Paye, and he's headed to the other side. That's gonna be a scoop and score for sure. And there it is. Just took a little while. Well, the start of this game probably couldn't have gotten much worse. We're down 14-0 with our third possession. We are 0% from the red zone. The first possession, we went 3 and out. We're into plus territory here with Cortland Sutton getting 13. Aaron Jones continuing it. Can we get back into the red zone? Yes, okay. Well, we'll see if we do any better this time. Again, only a game and a half back in our own division against the Colts as well as the Titans. So a win here today would be massive, as there's a shot towards the end zone. Aaron Jones with a reception to at least half our deficit. Well, at least it appears we have some fight still in us. We just need to make some more consistent plays. Christian Watson with the first down there. Jameis Winston running for 6. We'll get him close to midfield before they lost 3 yards in the Dobbins run. It's fine. He gets it back into plus territory. The play after 3rd and 5. Throwaway. Do they kick? They punt. So we'll take over deep in our own territory. No, starting at the 20. So not awful. Throwaway on first down. 4-yard rush on 2nd, 3rd, and 6. Tannehill converts. All right. We need to get into the end zone here. Tie this game up going into half. A drop by Duvernay, not going to help. 3rd and 5, we get 10. Eric coming up clutch. One more play here will send us through the 2-minute warning. So let's jump in and watch from here. So far, really happy with the decision of starting as Ezukanma. Pretty sure that's what it is. It's over some of the other more sizable guys across the outside as we go back to him here with another solid grab across the middle. Tight coverage. He holds on. He started this season at, I believe, a 65. I want to say he's had 1 or 2 boosts since then, or rating increases since then, as Duvernay gets us close to the 30, marked actually at the 30. Will be a 2nd and 1. About 1 minute left on the clock. Tannehill with a bunch up top. Sitting in the pocket here, pass rush will break through and will be a sack, at least this time not a sack fumble. But it will be about an 11-yard loss. This will be 3rd and 11. Tannehill back in the pocket, waiting, going back across the middle. Duvernay breaks the tackle, headed down around the 15 and couldn't quite break away from the defender. We'll call our 2nd timeout. Now with just 1 left. 1st and 10 at the 14, 47 seconds on the board here before half. Trips up top, 1 to the bottom is Swaim. That's where we go, across the middle. Gonna need to get to the line pretty quick here. Not a whole lot of time. Be 30 seconds and counting. Similar formation, bunch to the top, Swaim at the bottom. Be a quick throw back to Swaim. Okay, we need a touchdown throw on this next play. There's not much time, but I did forget we did have 1 more timeout. So we'll call it. I'm assuming we'll send out the field goal unit unless I jump in here. So we're pretty much at a make or break point of this season, so we need points now. Eric to the outside, gets the grab, but the throw takes him out of the end zone. He tries to spin. Called inches shy, and we end up with no points before half. Needed a slightly better throw there from Tannehill. Keep him in the end zone, because that's where he was when the ball was thrown. But just not quite good enough there. The stat sheet looking pretty good for us despite the turnover and, well, the points scored. And what maybe makes that a little bit worse is that the Texans are not starting on offense. We had to kick because we started the game with the ball. So the Colts, who already are up 7, could extend that lead here. They get a 1st down, play 1. Play 2, they come out under center. 2 receivers up top, 1 just off the line to the bottom. Gonna motion over the tight end. Lead block down the middle. I mean, perfect trap play there. We'll get him close to the 1st down, about a 2nd and 2. Run game has been very iffy for this team for the entirety of this series. Pretty good there as Bernard, our 2nd-year linebacker, actually gets the stop on Dobbins, barely. There's maybe about an inch or 2 needed for the 1st down, and they'll go right down the middle. Plenty of space. Really haven't noticed much from our rookie linebacker in Mathis. We were hoping he would have a bigger impact than he has. Maybe in the future, maybe next year, he'll do better. Hard count from Winston, no one jumps. Quick throw across the middle goes to Christian Watson for a gain of 8, not 9. Maybe more like 8.5. Either way, 2nd and 2 here. In the shotgun set, Winston hands this one off down the middle. Dobbins with another first down run. So far today, averaging 4.2 yards a carry. So, like I mentioned, the run game, at least on defense, not doing great. Even on our offense, hasn't been great. But that is a nice tackle there from Mathis. Read it from the get-go. Will be maybe about a gain of 1. And on 2nd and 9, they'll stay in a shotgun look here. 2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers up top. A hot route called? No, an audible. Hand this one off, stretch to the bottom, and Lennon, the rookie cornerback, there to get a tackle for loss. We'll say Lennon has been pretty good on those outside rushing plays or on the out routes. Pretty quick tackles. Or I guess not really an out route, but more of a flat route as they go with an out route here to Dobbins, who gets just swallowed up by Bernard. That is a great open field tackle. Setting up 4th and 2 at the 28, you expect the field goal unit to come out. Or not. They're actually going to go for it. Another 2 up top, 2 tight ends to the bottom. Winston in shotgun. Dobbins next to him will take the handoff down the middle, and he will get the first down, about a ½ yard extra. Another tackle from Bernard, although they credit Mathis. I don't trust the little names that pop up, and almost another great play on the outside again by Lennon. Slows down Dobbins, and Oliver and Quandre Diggs clean it up. It is kind of funny, though, that our best tackler on the outside is Lennon, who I want to say is like 5'9", as there's a sack from Mathis right down the middle, jumping over Dobbins. Will be a loss of about 8. Much needed play there from the rook, but like I was saying, it was funny that Lennon, the small guy on the outside, our smallest corner, is actually one of our better tacklers. So funny as we have another 4th down here. 4th and 8. Again, I would imagine they would kick the field goal. And this time they do actually bring out the field goal team. Kicking from about the 30.5 yard line, so about a little over 40 yards. That one's good. We'll put them up 2 scores. Now we really need to see something on this offensive drive. Points are needed. We're down 10. A minute 20 seconds left here in the 3rd. Will be a pass on 1st down. Going to go back to Eric. We've been targeting him a lot, and I like it. It's going to help him develop a little bit, at least. Need some more touchdowns from him, but for the most part, I think he's basically taken over that wide receiver 3 spot and has done better than who we previously had out there, who I can't quite remember the name of. And quietly, Aaron Jones having a pretty good game today. 10 rushes, 66 yards. Really good there. He also has our only touchdown as Tannehill almost threw a pick. I almost said another pick. He hasn't thrown one today, knock on wood, but he's thrown a lot in this series. Be a run down the middle. Jones not finding much. And that will send us into the 4th quarter crunch time here. We need this win. If we can manage to pull it off in the 4th quarter, the rest of the season is in our hands. If we don't, we're going to need a lot of help if we're to make anything happen. As we go with a throw to the outside, they say 4th and 1. I say we're going for it. Big against big here. Aaron Donald to the left-hand side. We're going to run right at him, or we're going to go slightly towards the inside where there's an open gap for the 1st down. And then from there, we could swiftly jump back to the sim view. Trips up top. Swaim just off the line to the bottom. Hard count, no one jumps. There'll be a play action pass going towards the top and underthrown for Cortland Sutton. Duvernay comes sprinting back. But that's another turnover, and I'm pretty sure I jinxed us earlier. It'll come down to the defense. Can they get a stop but forced a turnover? 3rd and inches. Dawson Knox gets 12. Going into plus territory, another 9 yards to Dobbins. A touchdown here could really be about the nail in the coffin. They're inside the red zone, inside the 15, inside the 10, and touchdown Dawson Knox. Well, that is not good. We're down 3 possessions with about 4.5 minutes on the clock. So let's get to some quicker simming here. Hit this button about as quickly as I can. Nick Cousins, backup tight end, gets a catch. Eric with another catch. Swaim, tight end, gets one. Back again for more. Throw away at the 26. Pass knocked away. 3 minutes left. Touchdown, 26 yards to Eric Ezukanma. Well, not done yet. Do we go for 2? No. Okay. We didn't necessarily need to. We also don't recover the onside kick. Can the defense get a quick stop here? Because we need it. 3rd and 3, they get 3. That'll be a first down. We have all of our timeouts still remaining, but we're going to start calling them here. So we need a stop immediately. We also need them to stop showing the thing. Why are they down to the 20? We're definitely missing a play. Or whatever. 2nd and 13, they get 7. 3rd and 7, they get 7 and a first down. This game is done. Well, that sucks. We needed the win. Now we're going to need some help as the season moves along. And now in week 14, we have not won a single game since the Panthers game to end last episode. We followed the 24-14 loss against the Colts by losing to the Seahawks 45-14. Lost to the Bills 27-17. Then we had 2 close losses, 28-23 against the Buccaneers, who at that time had the same poor record that we did, and then against the Bengals 35-33. The only good thing to come from any of these games, I think it was in the Bengals game, was Omenahu, one of our edge rushers. He got like a single sack or a tackle for a loss. He's now up to a star dev. Fantastic. I think in the Bucs game, Tariq Woolen had 3 interceptions. Great. He didn't get anything out of it besides just stats and maybe some XP, but that is it. That's the only good thing that's happened in this episode. We have 5 games remaining, which means we're basically playing for seeding in the draft instead of the playoffs. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out all the young guys. We're going to see what they could do. So let's meet the new starting roster. As for our offense, basically all the skill positions are changing. Richards will get the start at quarterback. Isaiah Spiller will start at running back, with the rookie Ali being his backup. On the outside, I'm going to move this over because it's slightly in the way. Eric will get the start. The opposite side will be Danny Gray. And in the middle, in the slot, we'll have Darden. Guyton will be the next man up on the outside. The offensive line is primarily going to be the starters, with their only young backup being Rashad Ellison, who will get the start at left tackle. Tight ends will be the rookies in Cousins and Blackwell. Over on defense, pretty much an entire change besides the cornerback group and some of our middle linebackers. At DT, we'll see Taquan Graham, and Omenahu will move down to DT. Since he just had the boost to star, I want to make sure he's still out there. He will be 27 after this season, so he's not necessarily young, but can still progress a little bit. Hull will get a start at left end, with Belfort getting a start, or did I say left end, at right end, and Belfort will get the start at left end. As mentioned, cornerbacks staying the same. Safeties, the young guys are coming in. Saunders, the rookie, will get the start at strong safety, and Ardarius Washington at free safety. Bernard still getting the start. Mathis still getting the start, but Waldo will get the start at left outside linebacker over Adams, who is already regressing down below a 70, so makes sense. As for the specialists, slot corner stays the same. Belfort at rush left end. Omenahu and Taquan Graham will be our rush DTs. Hall will be the rush right end. Sub linebackers staying the same. Over on offense, like I mentioned, Darden will be our slot receiver. Isaiah Spiller will be our third down running back, with Jeff Wilson Jr. being his backup. And then power back Ali will get the start there, with Wilson being his backup as well. So that is what we're going to roll with the remainder of this season. We'll watch a little bit of this first game here, week 14, and probably a little bit of week 18 as well. And we'll be wearing the all red, as a large chunk of the backups will be getting the start here. Starting on offense will be a run down the middle goes Isaiah Spiller. Yes, gain us 7. And again, as a reminder, Aaron Jones pretty much on the trade block. We'll probably end up looking to trade him when we get to the offseason. A first down throw here goes to number 82. I want to say that's Cousins, our backup tight end, who's getting the start. I want to say he was about a mid-round pick. Maybe 3rd or 4th round. Isaiah Spiller with some room to run there. Almost a lot more. Just couldn't quite get away from some of the defenders there, but still really good runs to start off. A gain of 7 and then a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Richards will go with a throw all the way to the outside, caught by number 12. Gray. He hasn't seen the field very much, so honestly, had no idea who number 12 was. 1st and 10, gonna motion over Blackwell, the 2nd string tight end. He'll cut back to the other side, and down the middle we go with somewhat of a trap kind of play. Be a gain of 4. I feel like a lot of these backups have numbers in the teens. As we go into under center, tight single back formation, will be a pass here. Richards dropping back across the middle. We'll find Spiller for a gain of 3. Still waiting to see Ali's first appearance. Bunch to the top, one lone receiver to the bottom is Gray. Richards dropping back, quick throw across the middle, caught. That'll be a 1st down to Guyton. And unfortunately for Guyton, hasn't really got much play time this season, despite actually being the first person to score in this series. Richards in the pocket. Not a great pickup there by Spiller, and it will be a sack by Van Ginkel. We should not be giving up an easy pass rush. I mean, he beat 2 guys pretty quickly, including the rookie left tackle who was drafted at center. So it is his first year playing that spot. As we do go to the outside here, Eric will get a catch, gain of about 7. Set up 3rd and 14 at the 36. Trips up top, one lone receiver to the bottom. Richards in the pocket will go across the middle, and that'll be Cousins, who's close to the 1st down. We're going for it. And I do have to say, it's been a pretty good start for Richards. Hasn't had to throw any crazy passes, but he's 100% so far, and that's what matters. Spiller down the middle will convert. 1st down to the 16. And we'll jump back to the sim or broadcast view. 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom. Gonna motion over Darden. He'll take the quick toss. Read pretty well by the safety who forced him to cut back in. Will be a gain of 3. And now Richards, our pocket passing quarterback, will drop under center. Gonna motion over Blackwell once again. Will be a similar play that we ran earlier. Actually, the same play that we ran earlier. This time will be nothing gained. I think that's the first time we've seen a run by Spiller not gain anything, so that's some positive. 3rd and 7, hard count, no one jumps. Richards sitting in the pocket, pass rush, getting close, he'll throw it away late. I'm okay with taking the field goal. Actually, no, I'm not okay taking the field goal. We're gonna go for it here. Obviously, I still want a good draft pick, but I also want to see these young guys do something well here. So we'll give them all the chance that we can. And there's not a whole lot happening. We'll toss that one out late. It'll basically be an arm punt. That's fine. Now, obviously, we missed out on the 3 points, but that works in my favor too, because I still want a high draft pick, because actually, we'll talk about it a little bit after this game. The 3 available quarterbacks we have for us are now listed all as projected top 5. So one way or another, we need a top 5 pick. If it's the first pick, that is even better. We just have a free pick of whoever we want to go with. Like I mentioned, we'll talk about them at the end of this episode. Quick throw to the top will be a 1st down gain. Bernard just a little bit slow to get out there. So I expect some big changes to possibly be coming this offseason, at least in terms of some of the offensive starters. We already saw some pretty big changes for the defense coming into this 2nd season, and I feel like the defense has played a little bit better this year. The one thing that they definitely have been missing is a premier edge rusher. We just haven't had it. We've had some games where we get multiple sacks, but it's just not very consistent as the 1st quarter comes to an end, and we haven't even gone through 2 possessions. So to start the 2nd quarter, Steelers will continue their 1st possession up to about the 48. Gonna motion over their tight end, be a little bit of a lead blocker here in a fullback spot. We'll play action pass, actually. Be a 1st down gain. But we've definitely seen some good play this year from Lennon on the outside. Haven't seen much from Drummond, but I feel like as a corner, you don't want to be calling their name that much. At least if it's not interceptions. If it's interceptions, yeah, you want to be calling their names a lot. But if they're just not getting the ball thrown their way, that's a good thing. 2nd and 3 will be another pass across the middle, caught to their tight end, Mathis there, as well as Bernard to help bring him down. Still looking to upgrade the linebacker spot a bit. Just the coverage isn't quite there. 1st and 10 will be a handoff down the middle. No, cut toward the top. No, cut back in. Najee Harris gets maybe half a yard. We're just kidding. That's my bad. Not Najee Harris. Where's number 22 and looks very similar and similar build is actually Derrick Henry. It is a pass. I meant to say pass rush down the middle. Really good there. Forced a poor pass. 3rd and 9. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 up top. They'll snap the ball. Obviously going to be a pass here with third and long. Pass rush working its way back there, and Belfort forces the fumble. We can't scoop it up, and we will force the punt. And as a reminder, Belfort, as Gray has a nice grab here, he's all finesse rush. He basically has zero other skill sets. So hopefully we'll see him really be able to rush the passer. Fourth and 4 now after the throwaway. Looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. We'll continue with the quick sim. We'll probably jump into that similar formation or similar sim manner of really just taking a look at the red zone attempts and some important drives on defense if we end up having them. They get a good stop here, force the punt. Offense, can we get a good drive? Eric with a gain of 12. And we'll lose 3 to Spiller. If we don't see much of Ali either, we might end up putting him in for that last game so he could get all the carries. Darden gets a gain of 7 as we get inside the 2-minute warning, but we don't get much else after it. So, be a 2-minute offense here for the Steelers. As they're slowly working their way downfield, Derrick Henry gets them another first down. 9 yards there to Drew Sample, close to midfield and past midfield, with Quintez Cephas getting the 10-yard grab. Fowler with a gain of 3. 26 yards to Drake London, 12 seconds left, and they don't get into the end zone. Do they have time to have one more play? How did that only take 1 second off the clock? Okay, apparently it didn't. Just had to hit A one more time. We'll head into the second half. Sack. Belfort, that's 2 sacks today for the rookie. Need to see it, also need to not see that. 29 yards to Quintez Cephas, wiping away a good play. Penalty on Taquan Graham gives them a free first down. Moving into plus territory down to about the 30 with a 6-yard rush by Derrick Henry. 3rd and 4, knocked away by Bernard. But they do hit the field goal. So it's 6-0. Honestly, not too bad, considering we're playing a lot of lower overall guys. Spiller gets a gain of 6. 9 yards to Guyton with his second catch. A throwaway by Richards. 2nd and 10, 6 yards to Cousins. 3rd and 4, 16 yards to Cousins. Like that a lot more as we moved into plus territory. Knocked away by Edwards. 7 yards Darden gets us close to the 30 and into the red zone with Eric. So let's watch the rest of this drive. Down to the 16, Richards in shotgun. We'll take the snap, sitting in the pocket, waiting. Pass rush is coming. He'll throw it away late. It'll hit the turf. 16 of 23, 143 yards and an interception. About on par with what we saw from Tannehill. 2nd and 10, another pass here from the pocket. Waiting, pass rush. Actually, we blocked it pretty well. We'll end up finding, I don't know, Cousins. Get us a 3rd and short. Don't know why we have a play design that had like 3 different receivers all standing in the same area, but it worked in our favor that time. So 3rd and 1. Will be a pass here with Richards to the bottom. Well, it was a first down. They'll still give it to us. Okay. I could argue that he definitely ran back behind the first down marker, but that works. Be a run down the middle here. Spiller. Try to maybe find a gap next time instead of running into your own center. 2nd and goal. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Shotgun look here at the 4-yard line. A minute and a half left here in the 3rd quarter. Darden in motion, takes the quick toss and wrapped up in the backfield by Bosa. Will end up being a 3-yard loss as we'll come out in an empty set here for 3rd and goal. Trips to the bottom, 2 up top. Richards in the pocket. Pass rush coming in. Got to get rid of it. Van Ginkel has Richards throw it right off the face of Bosa. We'll send out the field goal team. Or no, let's go for it actually. Looking to take the lead here. Let's send Darden on an in route. Make sure he's going to the goal line. And how about a quick curl? Not really a quick curl. Let's actually shorten that route. There we go, Eric. Quick curl at the goal line. Who's going to break open? Apparently no one. Richards trying to roll out. See what he could do. Throw it late and intercepted at the goal line. Come on, man. Heck of a play made there as 99-yard touchdown rush to Derrick Henry. Well, 2 back-to-back heck of plays. I mean, can't be upset about it. As we get a knockaway Derwin James, 3rd and inches, Isaiah Spiller converts. We're into the 4th quarter, by the way. Van Ginkel with another sack, and Bosa with a sack. So our rookie tackle not doing great. A throwaway on 3rd and forever. A sack on we went for it on fourth and 29. Yeah. So the team as well is just like, whatever. Just do something. We're down 21-0, by the way. Still not looking like we'll be getting our first win, as Bosa gets another sack. 2nd and 17, Eric. He's doing a pretty solid job despite there not being much happening around him. Danny Gray gets 7. 2nd and 10 here, another throwaway. 3rd and 10, 9 yards to Cousins. Does the CPU go for it? We do. All right, 8 yards. We get the first down. Throwaway at the 27-yard line. Interception, Derwin James. He's just trying to make sure this game ends quickly, as we'll try to get through this a little bit faster, as we get an interception by our Darius Washington. Pretty sure he's in his 2nd season. A sack by Davon Hamilton. Okay, so our offensive line, I don't know why, plays awfully. They shouldn't. They're a pretty solid offensive line around the board, but they just don't perform very well. 3rd and 3, first down to Freddie Griffith. After that, 7 yards back to Freddie Griffith. 2nd and 3, hey, guess what? Freddie Griffith. Trying to end this game, under a minute left, under 40 seconds, no time remaining. We lose without putting a single point on the board. And it took until week 17 to finally get that 4th win and tie the amount of wins that we got last year, doing it 1 week earlier. So at least there was that. We'll take a quick look at this Jaguars game, though we do need to talk about some prospects. But the backups put together a solid win here, 34-17, scoring 17 points of their own in the 4th quarter. Greg Roberts throws for just under 350, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 3 times, completed 67% of his passes. Isaiah Spiller averaged 4.1 yards a carry, no touchdowns, but Wilson had a touchdown on 4 carries, 12 yards, averaging 3 yards, with the exact same stat line for Andrew Ali. He will be getting the start in the last and final game. In the receiving game, over 100 yards for Eric Ezukanma, no touchdown, but 1 yard less on 6 catches, so 4 less than Eric, and did get a touchdown for Danny Gray. Nick Cousins also solid, 84 yards on 8 catches, 1 touchdown. Spiller 2 for 22, Darrell Blackwell 1 for 16, and Jeff Wilson 2 for 4. Christian Drummond led us in tackles with 8, Lennon at 5. So it's where the top 2 tacklers are our corners. We had 5 tackles for Elas, 2 for Aneni, then 1 for Blake Lynch, Amenahu, and Belfort, who had another 2 sacks in this game. So he's getting sacks when he's out there. Amenahu and Bernard split a sack. But let's take a quick second to recap what our prospects look like before we jump into our last game. So earlier, I had talked about how all 3 quarterbacks are up to a top 5 projection. Mason Langford has dropped back down to his round 1 projection, which is where he started this season. Just off of a quick glance, I'm thinking Hugh Webb, who will be a pocket passer, could very well be our draft pick. Mitchell Townsend also looks pretty promising as well as a field general. He is 5'11", 232, so an interesting size. But both of them have 2 throwing ratings that are 2 accuracy ratings that are A's with 1 that's a B. So either one of them I think could very well be a solid guy for us to go after. The only thing that seems worse to me for Mason Langford is that he has the C throw under pressure. The round 1 to 2 receiver in Gerald Pleasant doesn't look very good. If you look at his top 4, or not even top 4, but his 4 ratings to the right, F catching traffic, F catching, C deep route running, and F release. That just sounds awful. How he's going up 5 spots, you can see next to his player icon, I don't know. Doesn't look good to me. None of these guys really seem good. I am very much interested in Marquise Sampson, a projected day 3 tight end with round 1 talent. We spent time as a focus scout for him. Let's go with a quick overview. 6'6", 272, 22 years old, out of Texas. Needs to work on simple concentration drops, but has exceptional body control on the sideline, fights for every inch as a runner, no issues climbing the ladder, avoids big hits, excels at creating yards after the catch, but lacks discipline resulting in avoidable penalties. From his physical standpoint, besides acceleration, dude's an athlete. Skill set, A awareness, A break tackle, A carrying, A catch in traffic, A medium route running, A injury, A short route running, and A stamina. With B catching, B route running, B pass block, or B run block, B pass block, B impact, B run block power, B spec catch, B trucking. I mean, across the board, this dude looks amazing. As a day, I would spend a second round pick on him just to make sure we get him. As for offensive line talent, AJ Boss, projected round 1, but I see some ratings that seem not very good. He doesn't have much strength either, but he's a pretty decent athlete, just minus the strength. A finesse or A pass block finesse, great. With A to C pass block, could be really good. But then past that, not a whole lot. Pretty much we already have this in the center we drafted last season, who's getting the start right now. His name eludes me, but I don't think we need to go after that, Scott. Over at right guard, there is Kevin McKee, another projected round 1. He is a much better, well-rounded athlete with speed, athleticism, as well as strength. And some of these ratings could end up being a lot better. They could also be C's, like we see with run block finesse. Pass block is a B. If he's a balanced guy, that could be solid. Our offensive line has been struggling, so we may potentially need to replace someone. And over on the defense, I want us to look at Amari McQueen, who is a projected round 3 to 4. He is an outside linebacker, so keep that in mind. 5'11", 222, 23 years old, out of TCU. He is a physical player who delivers bone-crushing hits, savvy defender with the ball in the air, has a motor that runs through the whistle, often looks at the ball to rip the ball from the runners, shows good discipline, won't get flagged, utilizes a spin as a counter move, also uses the swift arm over, will utilize power and leverage to bull rush through pass rushers. Sounds like he's going to be a decent blitzer or maybe even edge rush, but he doesn't have much strength. Speed isn't fantastic, has great acceleration and change of direction, so we'll see what that ends up looking like. But I see A zone coverage and B man coverage. That's been a consistent thing we've been trying to work on with this team, is improving our linebacker coverage, and we're slowly doing it. But having a nice spike would be fantastic. Now, I mentioned he's an outside linebacker, so having an A zone coverage doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be very good. I've seen guys with A zone coverage end up having like 63, 64. So it's not a lock, but pretty good for the round 3 to 4. I have talked about us needing some better edge rush. Howie Stein, round 1 projection. The only good pass rush move that I see is a potential A to C power moves, but nothing locked in for sure. And that is very similar for Taylor Ridley, again with A to C power moves, but again, nothing locked in for sure. Maybe we'll have one of these guys be a focus scout in the offseason, but for now I think we have some round 1s in other spots that we'd prefer to go. As for safeties, there is some potential here with Carlos McAllister, who has B to D zone coverage. Besides that, we don't know much. Looks like he'd be more of a free safety with F tackling, but something to consider, especially as a day 3 talent. But that leaves us here, week 18, where it's just time to see what we could do against the top of our division. The Tennessee Titans majorly turned things around after week 4, pretty much winning all but one game. So they've gone on a massive win streak. We'll throw our guys out there, see what they could do, but it's time to wrap up this season. And we'll be doing just that by jumping in and watching only the second half of the final game. Ali has gotten the start, only 4 rushes for 8 yards. The close game though, 10-7. We'll also take a look at the stats after this game to wrap it all up. But we'll see what some of these guys could do against, again, top end talent of our division. Danny Gray with a nice grab there. At least I think it's Danny Gray. 10 of 17, 125 yards and a touchdown for our rookie quarterback in Richards. First catch on the day for Gray is a gain of 16, so not bad for your first grab, but as a starting receiver, you should have one before the second half. First and 10, sitting in the pocket, will finally go up top. Caught Eric with a nice chunk grab, maybe about 23-ish yards. Will send us into plus territory down to the 37 as we come out with an empty look. Trips to the bottom, 2 up top. And I told Richards, just let it rip today. I mean, why not? He has a cannon of an arm, decent accuracy, deep and short, medium not great. So we just told him, let it fly. Because at the end of the day, nothing really changes based off of what happens here, as there's going to be a sack. That was Daniil Hunter coming screaming off the edge. Again, that left tackle hasn't been playing all too well. He'll probably stay as a backup next season. Darden with the grab, trying to get what he can here. 4th and 4? I'd want us to go for it. Because very similarly to what I was just saying about Richards, why not? There is no reason not to. We're not going to lose out on anything here. We'll toss this one up to Cousins with a heck of a grab. Nice throw as well from Richards. We're down to the 2. And we'll see if they can cap it off as we come out with 3 tight ends all to the top of the formation. Eric, the lone receiver, to the bottom. Hand this one off to Ali down the middle, and he should have cut up to the top where there was a wide open gap. Granted, he is only like a 60-something overall, so didn't expect much, but every now and then some of these low overall guys surprise you. Darden with some space up top, cuts to the outside and cuts into the end zone, where we're taking a lead. Interesting to see how Belfort plays today. He's had a couple multiple sack games in those limited time out there, so if we can see that continue as there's an interception, we won't have time to see that continue, as that's going to be almost a pick 6. Instead, down to the 6-yard line. Bernard, definitely our best linebacker, sticking true. Well, who knows? Maybe we could be a bit of a thorn in the side here of the Titans as they head into the playoffs. Winning our division, they've locked in their spot. Don't know what their seeding looks like. There's a touchdown. Danny Gray. And in the span of 3 plays, we've gone from being down 3 points to now being up 2 possessions. Heck of a switch around as we get a 3 and out here on defense as well. We have some momentum carrying our way. Good thing we told our coach to talk some trash prior to the game. Knock on wood, Ali gets a gain of 5, a throwaway, and did I miss a play? I must have missed a play there. First down here with Cousins gets a gain of 12. -3 by Ali. Not looking like he's making a staple here. Eric gets a gain of 10. 3rd and 3. We convert. Cousins with another first down grab. 5 more yards here. Ali gets us inside the 35, or about to the 35. Another 3 yards Ali. 2nd and 7. 6 yards, 3rd and inches. First down inside the red zone. You know what that means. To start the 4th quarter, we're at the 19-yard line. 2 to the bottom, maybe 3 to the bottom, 1 up top. We hand this one off. Ali with some room to run and gets tackled by the one defender who was kind of being blocked. So definitely not making a name for himself, not making a shot for him to be a starter next year by any chance, as he gets down to the 2-yard line. But I feel like as a rotational back, I think he could be solid. Be our number 3 guy, split some time with Spiller. I think it'll work out well. Darden with another quick toss, has some space up top, but he cuts it in, runs through the defender, and now we're up 3 possessions. Trying to play spoiler here, week 18. Really just to throw off the momentum for the Titans heading into the playoffs, because they're going either way. It's just whether they're going in off of a win or a loss. As they're going for it here, 4th down, they convert with 8-yard rush by Josh Jacobs. A little shy of the 50-yard line here, 3rd and 10, and they'll move past the 50-yard line, but for 4th and 2, do they go for it again? They do, and they convert. Luckily, we're still up a good amount here as we get close to about 5 minutes left in the game, now under 5 minutes. Another pass thrown away, but still had a first down. I don't know. Weird Madden. Pass knocked away by Randy Lennon, 3rd and 15, another throwaway, 4th and 15. Throwaway. Defense gets the turnover on downs. We could hopefully start to milk this clock. Ali with a gain of 5. 3rd and 4. A penalty by Fred Warner gives us the first down. I'll take that. Only a gain of 1 by Ali. So yeah, definitely not impressive so far. But he does get us the first down there off the catch rather than the run. He also then loses 2. 2nd and 12. We'll get 3 with another jet sweep to Darden. 3rd and 9. 3-yard rush by Isaiah Spiller. Can we hit the field goal from here? Yes, we can. So we'll go up 31-10. Just let this clock continue to run out as we're under a minute and a half. A sack there from Hall, knocked away by Drummond. 3rd and 13, 27 yards Mike Gesicki. Under a minute left. Zach Wilson runs for 6. 22 yards Keenan Allen. They're trying to scrap together one more touchdown, which they do. Granted, that's not going to help them much as we have close to double their amount of points. Go ahead and kneel this one on out, or probably run it out. Maybe one more play. Maybe another one more play, or another play, and that will end it. Season Season 2 ends with 5 wins. So we improve by a game of 1. Don't think that's very good, but some slight improvement is improvement. And as promised, we'll wrap up by looking at the stats. Team stats we'll save for the beginning of next episode, which will be the off season, because that'll help guide us in our decision making as we move forward. Ryan Tannehill, just over 3,000 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 62% completion, and was sacked 34 times. Richards, who started in 5 games and I think played in a total of 6 or 7 games. Little shy of 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, also 62% completion, was sacked 19 times. So not great. Will probably be a backup next year. In the running game, Aaron Jones, 822 yards, didn't play in the final 5 games, averaged 4.3 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns, had 1 fumble. Isaiah Spiller was our next highest carry back with 59 rushes, 221 yards, averaged 3.7 yards a carry, no touchdowns nor fumbles. Jeff Wilson, a lot less, only 26 carries, averaged 3.7 yards a carry as well, same as Spiller, but 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Tannehill had a rushing touchdown and a fumble, Duvernay 2 rushing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown for Ali, averaging 3 yards on 20 carries for 60 yards. Our pocket passing quarterback also had a rushing touchdown, as well as Jalen Darden that we saw in that last game, but I think that was actually a toss forward, so that wasn't actually a run. So not sure when his was. Receiving wise, Devin Duvernay, who again didn't play in the last 5 games, little over 550, so pretty good. 9 touchdowns, I think, led the team. Eric, who played the entire season, a little over 750 and 4 touchdowns, which was better than what we saw out of Reynolds, who was our number 3 receiver last year. So that was a good change. Courtland Sutton didn't play all too well this season. Again, didn't play the last 5 games, but a little under 700 yards as our wide receiver 1. Even then, you expect to be closer to like the 900 range. He also only had 2 touchdowns. Jeff Swaim had more touchdowns, as well as Aaron Jones in the receiving game. Jeff Swaim 663 on 62. Aaron Jones 414 on 34. Nick Cousins, our backup tight end, had the same amount of receiving touchdowns. Little under 400 yards on 36 grabs. Danny Gray, who only played in the last 5 games, had 3 receiving touchdowns. Same as Jalen Darden. So really, Courtland Sutton needs to improve. Jeff Wilson had a receiving touchdown as well. Blocking wise, our tackles struggle. 14 for Terrence Steele, almost averaging 1 a game. Similar with Jake Matthews with 13. In only 5 games starting though, Rashawn Ellison, the rookie, gave up 7 sacks. He is not ready to start by any means. He'll continue to be a backup next year. On defense, once again, we were led in tackles by Terrell Bernard with 126. Drummond, our slot corner, 115. Daniel Mathis, our rookie middle linebacker, had 110. Tackles for a loss, we were led by Omenahu with 16, followed by Bernard with 12. Poona Ford also had 12. Ed Oliver had 10. Brennan Belfort, in only 5 games, had 7. And he had more sacks than Ed Oliver. Honestly, I think possibly next season, Brennan Belfort gets the start on the outside, and possibly we move Ed Oliver down to DT. You could let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Christian Drummond, Daniel Mathis, and Randy Lennon each had 4 tackles for a loss. Quandre Diggs, Matthew Adams, and David Aneni had 3 tackles for a loss. 2 for Blake Lynch, Daniel Saunders, Andrew Billings, and Taquan Graham. Billings, he's a starting DT. He's out there most of the time. He only had 2. That's why I'm considering also moving Ed Oliver down. Kohu, Logan Hall, Garrett Wallow, and William Bradley King had 1. We were led in sacks by Charles Omenahu with 6. We have not ever had a 2-digit sack person. And Brennan Belfort, again, only starting in 5 games. He played in more, but he didn't start all. He was second in sacks with 4.5. Ed Oliver, 3.5. 3 for Poona Ford and Logan Hall. 2.5 for Bernard, and then 1 for Mathis, Adams, and Billings, and then half of 1 for Taquan Graham. We were led in interceptions by Tariq Woolen, improving on his rookie year where he had 3. Now he has 4. Bernard, Drummond, and Lynch each had 2, so 2 in the rookie season for Christian Drummond, who was our first pick in this series. Randy Lennon, who was our second, he had 1 interception this year, as well as Donovan Wilson and Ardarius Washington. We only forced 2 fumbles this year. One of them was Brennan Belfort, the other Quandre Diggs. Of those 2 forced fumbles, we only recovered 1 of them. We had 1 blocked kick, was by Donovan Wilson. And in some kind of shocking news, Justin Tucker didn't have a Justin Tucker type year. 13 of 16 on field goals, only 81%, and 97% on extra points. He missed 1. Now, were any of these blocked? No blocked extra points, no blocked field goals. His longest field goal was 56 yards. So I don't know which one he missed without going into doing further things here. So field goal attempted up to 49 yards, 3 of 3. So all the ones that he missed were of 50 plus yards. With Justin Tucker, we know he could hit from about 60. So maybe concerning. He might also retire after this season. And if you like punting stats, Dixon averaged 50.7 yards a punt. But that brings us to the end of season 2. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscription button. It's my bear icon to the, am I pointing the right way? Yeah, over there to the right, bottom right hand side of the screen. Tap on that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Also make sure you're hitting that bell icon to be notified of when my videos go live. State only challenges are posted every Wednesday and Saturday, with my Commander's Replacement Squad posted every Monday and Thursday. So 2 series, 4 videos a week. Lot coming for you, so make sure you guys are subscribing and sticking along. And until next time, where we're going to need to hopefully do some major improvements to this team. We'll see you then. Bye.